Hello and a very warm welcome to you. I'm Hayley Palmer. It's so good to have you on tonight's show because we have the most incredible guest for you. We are joined by Hayley G, and here is what happened when I caught up with her. Hayley G!
Hey, how you doing?
Going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
Great.
This is such a treat for me and the viewers because I've got to say, I was a big X Factor fan and you literally gave me life every week. I would rush home just to tune in and watch you. And it's great to have Hayley G in the house.
Thank you.
It's so
Lovely
good.
to see you.
And I've got to say, you look really good. I think we'd all be in agreement here that you said to me, actually, you've lost weight doing triathlons.
Yeah, I've been on a bit of a weight loss journey, done quite a lot of high resistance and strength training, and done quite a lot of running, triathlons, half marathons. I changed my diet, and it really helped me. And I worked really, really hard on it. Really hard.
Because it is hard work, isn't it?
So
I try for like one day and that's it, honey G. I'm like, it's not going to work out.
Well, especially as you, like, I wouldn't want to say it, but when you get older, unfortunately, it's more difficult to lose weight.
Can we say that?
Yeah,
we
we're
won't
the same
tell
age.
you what year,
Woo.
but we've got stage ages, haven't we? We
Yeah,
take
totally.
10 years off that. But.
Yeah, I think, well, I mean, I do sometimes compare myself a bit to Peter Pan. I don't quite know when I'm going to grow up.
That's the same here. Yeah, I know. My parents say to me, any plans for, like, you know, the grown-up bit? And I'm like, no, absolutely not. We're keeping the energy young, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I did stop partying, because I mean, practically my whole life I grew up in nightclubs.
Yeah.
So I mean, since I was quite a young age, I was partying away in nightclubs, on the dance scene, the music scene, and you know, I did that up until I was pretty much, I would say, age 40.
Right.
And then I kind of decided, sort of, well, you know, I'm going to have to stop this at some point.
See, that hasn't happened for me yet. I was the last one on the dance floor last night, but it's going to happen soon where I go, enough.
Yeah, totally.
Actually,
You were the last person on the dance floor last night.
I've got no shame.
That is so cool.
Yeah, I
love
just don't
that.
know the line. You know when everyone's gone home and you know you should go home, but I'm still like, no, hang on. I haven't finished it. I've got a few more moves to pull out the bag.
Yeah, I know that one. I do know that one. I've had many gigs where I played gigs and there's been like a lock-in at the end of the night. You know, I remember one of the gigs that I did last year, there was a lock-in at the end of the night and we ended up doing karaoke until about 6 in the morning. It was really, really good fun.
With Hayley G doing karaoke. I love that. I love that. Well, we're going to go into your first song choice, Busta Rhymes featuring Janet Jackson. What's it going to be? Why this song?
Well, this song really reminds me of my childhood, you know, and like the beat is amazing. The video is, the outfits and the effects and the colours that they use and the imagery that they use in the video is really, like, it's pivotal for the music movement that I was a part of. You know, when I was younger, and it reminds me of that proper, like, typical slow jam, you know, that a lot of R&B hip hop heads used to rock to. It was a really kind of like love your woman R&B type track.
Yes. I love a little slow jams.
Yeah.
Let's go. Here we go. Woo. Now I want to rewind back, Hayley G, because some little birdie told me that you were a tennis player.
It's true. Yeah. You've done your homework. Yeah. So when I was 10, I won the Middlesex County Championships, and my claim to fame, well, I would say is my claim to fame, but to get to the final of the Middlesex County Championships when I was 10, I actually beat Anne Kivathong
What?
in the quarterfinals or the semi-finals.
Didn't know this
So
about
Anne
Andy Gibb.
Kivathong, she was former British #1, and she's also, I think she's like Davis Cup captain. But yeah, I beat her basically before she got really good.
Brilliant.
But yeah, so
Do you still play tennis now?
I don't. I to be honest, I do other stuff now. I do other sports, which I enjoy.
Got a busy schedule doing everything else.
Yeah, I mean, I prefer to watch tennis now. I don't really enjoy playing it that much. But yeah, I mean, after I won that county tennis championships, I played in the regionals. But yeah, I think probably what it was is that I had a lack of discipline at some point, and then I decided to, pursue more of a social life than decide to become a professional tennis player. But yeah, probably, maybe, yeah, there's a bit of regret there, but yeah, I definitely think I took the right path.
I mean, I was going to say, how did the actual sort of rapping, singing sort of come from your childhood?
Well, I grew up in a classical environment, funnily enough, because my mum's a classical pianist.
Yes.
So I grew up around instruments all my life. I grew up with piano and guitar. Later on, I became a DJ before I was a rapper. But I used to listen to lots of different types of music, even like rock and roll, blues, jive, lots of 80s songs. There used to be some, growing up in my household, my parents had a vinyl collection, so I used to go through all their vinyls when I was very young. So yeah, I mean, I come from a musical, background, and I used to play a lot of, on the piano, I used to play a lot of George Michael and Jamiroquai. I remember I used to love playing Virtual Insanity.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I come from a musical environment, and I actually, that was what I got my degree in music when I studied at university.
Yeah.
Not that I can remember much of being at university, but yeah, so that was kind of, and then it wasn't until much later in life that, I decided, right, I'm gonna enter X Factor, and I had no idea I was gonna get as far as I did. I had no idea that it was gonna go in the way that it did.
Yeah.
So
yeah, well, we're going to talk about X Factor after your next song choice, which is Whitney.
Oh, I love that one. I love that
I Have Nothing. Oh, that gets me.
Yeah.
I love a bit of Whitney.
Yeah, she is just, she is the standout vocalist from I would say our generation. One of the standout vocalists. I mean, there's so many, but and when I start thinking about someone who's come from a place of real music influences, she came from gospel, didn't she? And she came from singing at the church, and I mean I think everyone would know that her voice and the power of her voice alone is just amazing.
Goosebumps.
And I just love the lyrics to this song as well. They mean a lot. They're really heartfelt. There's a story behind the song as well, and it's just a beautiful song, and it reminds me again, it reminds me of lots of happy memories.
Oh, we love that. We'll see you on the other side of this. Now I want to talk about X Factor, if that's okay, because like I said, it was a big part of our lives. And what memories does that sort of hold for you when people say X Factor?
Yeah, when people say X Factor, it brings back a lot of warm, happy memories for me. Funnily enough, this setting right now even reminds me of when I used to do little interviews with the X Factor crew. They were an amazing bunch. It was an amazing part of my life.
Because Sharon was your mentor.
Sharon was my mentor.
Do you still keep in contact with her?
I haven't spoken to her for a while.
Loved her on Big Brother.
But yeah, I didn't watch Big Brother. But yeah, I mean, I haven't spoken to her for a while, but I hope she's well. But yeah, I mean, it was an experience that really helped to shape me as, you know, as a music artist, and it brought me some amazing things. It gave me a music career.
Yeah.
You know, it gave me a career in, you know, TV as well. I even managed to, I did a pantomime at the Hastings White Rock Theatre.
Yeah.
Starred in that. So yeah, it brought me such beautiful memories, and it one of the most amazing things that it gave me was a lot of, it built my confidence, it built my
I
self-esteem.
mean, to go out there on a Saturday night in front of all those people and everyone screaming your name and everyone talking about you, because everyone was, you know, like everyone was just like, oh my God, Honey G. I mean, that's got to build you, hasn't it?
Yeah, it really kind of gave me a lot of validation, you know, because
Yeah.
I felt like before I entered X Factor, I think I was a bit of a sort of damsel in distress. I was a bit of a lost soul. I didn't really know which direction I needed to go in. I'd lost my grandmother shortly before I entered X Factor, so I was kind
Yeah.
of grieving the loss of that still. But yeah, and X Factor really kind of gave me a lot of validation, you know, and it built my confidence and made me believe in myself and what I'm capable of achieving. And I think, you know, obviously people think, oh, it's the fame, but the fame, you know, obviously came with it.
Yeah.
But it was what it did for me as a person, and how it shaped me as a person, which is the most important thing. And as a result of that, good things came my way, you know.
Yeah. And do you still keep in contact with anyone from the show?
No, but I did actually bump into a few of the other X Factor years, contestants from other years. So I did a TV advert with Jedward, and I bumped
Jedward on the
into Ben Haynow and Stevie Ritchie.
Yeah.
When I was filming with them for the BBC earlier last year, doing Comic Relief, the charity single. And they were lovely. We had a really lovely day together. And
I bet that's so nice because you've got that in common and you just...
Yeah, it was so lovely.
Yeah.
We all bonded instantly. It was so nice to spend the day with them. And funnily enough, that day I was filming with Dermot, so it was lovely to see Dermot again.
Oh, yes, I thought I saw something about you filming with Dermot.
Yeah, he's an extremely special person, so it was lovely to see him again.
He's such a pro, isn't he?
Well, yeah, he's amazing. I hadn't actually seen him since X Factor when I saw him last year, so it was lovely to see him again. It brought so many, you know, fond memories back.
Yeah. Well, I think it was fond memories for us watching. Like I said, I remember at the time I was teaching dancing and all the kids were literally obsessed with you. In fact, they wouldn't even dance. They just wanted to talk about you and X Factor for like the whole time. And I remember we would literally finish our class at like 5:30 when we'd run home, get dinner and like watch it. And it was such a big thing. For me personally, I don't think there's anything quite like that, where everyone, like the nation's sitting down watching it, getting behind a show like that. You know, it was very special, wasn't it?
Oh, it was amazing. I mean, it was just incredible to get the support from the British public.
Yeah.
And for people to see, you know, the ability that I had to kind of capture people's hearts, you know, and also give people so much joy and happiness, which is what I enjoy doing, is filling people with happiness, feelings of goodness, feelings of positivity, feelings of joy, giving people a reason, you know, to, you know, switch on the TV, you know, when they get home from a long, hard day at work.
Yeah, because you don't know what's going on in people's lives, do you? So when you watch something like that, when I do it, it's like I'm switching off and I'm just involved in that and taking it very seriously, voting.
And lifting people's spirits, you know, and connecting people. Using the power of music was so important for me. There was such an important message in using music as a way of unifying, you know, people. Yeah. Unifying everyone and unifying people from all different warps of backgrounds.
True, actually.
You know, it was truly, you know, a monumental, pivotal, I feel, moment, you know,
Yeah.
for me. Yeah.
What an incredible experience. Well, I could talk about this all day with you,
So
Honey
could
G,
I.
but we'll see you on the other side of this.
Honey G's about to shut it down, yeah. Ready to tear it up.
So we've got a question from one of our lovely viewers called Kelly, who says, if you weren't an artist, what would you be? Like, what would you do as a career, aside from tennis? Anything else?
Well, I would probably say, you know, when I was younger, I was quite enthusiastic. I would have either have wanted to be like a lawyer or a doctor, but unfortunately, I was never clever enough or academic enough to become a lawyer or a doctor. So that's why I had to do other things. I had to adapt, you know, to try and, you know, make a living, to try and do other things. But yeah, I mean, I think if I was clever enough, I would have gone down that route. But I also quite enjoyed when I was younger. I used to write like comedy sketches and stuff like that. Yeah, when we did acting classes at school, I used to write a lot of comedy sketches. So that's something definitely I think I'm interested in pursuing now, as because I from time to time I write comedy sketches, you know, and it's something I'm really interested in. And I remember my first acting teacher I had at school was he really. He made a big impression on me.
Oh, what's his name?
And I think his name was Mr. Benison, actually, funnily enough.
Shout out to you.
I don't even know if he'll remember me, but
I'm sure he will.
But yeah, so, you know, that would be something. It would be amazing if I could, you know, continue trying to write different like comedy sketches and stuff like that
as well. I mean, I personally like all the old school classics, like your 40 Towers and
totally,
you know,
totally. I love 40 Towers.
That just kills me every time.
Yeah,
you know,
I love 40 Towers.
Sometimes the new stuff that comes out, I'm like, oh, I'm not sure. But yeah, like for me, The Office, that kind of thing, you know, it's just absolute classic.
Well, I even love Keeping Up Appearances.
Yes.
That just makes me laugh so much because sometimes the woman in Keeping Up Appearances actually, like, she's nothing like my grandmother, right? But in some ways, do you know what? She had the same haircut as my grandmother.
Aww.
But in some certain ways, she does have a bit of a resemblance. So it is quite funny, yeah. I mean, I love Catherine Tate.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
Massive Ab Fab fan.
Yeah.
And
Are you looking forward to Gavin and Stacey Christmas special?
I've never. I don't know why people always ask me this. I've never watched Gavin and Stacey, but I've heard
that. Change that.
Yeah, I know I'm missing out.
We need you involved on Christmas Day watching Gavin. In fact, you should be in it.
Yeah, that would be good.
That would be a good one.
That would be really good.
I'm manifesting that for you. We're going to go into time of my life.
Yeah, I mean,
no words.
Yeah, no words. I mean, this video, like the time of my life from Dirty Dancing, it just encapsulates like a portion of my childhood. Because all the movies that I grow up with, you know, like Dirty Dancing, I love movies like Cocktail, Ghosts.
I can tell we're the same age. It's exactly the same as me.
Yeah, all the Sister Act films, you know, I used to sing along
Pretty
to all
Woman.
of them. Top Gun, you know, but the choreography in this video, you know, at the end when they're all in unison, and it's incredible.
Do that bit, don't you? When they're coming down and they're like...
I know, I've always wanted to do that dance, you know, learn how to do that dance, the choreography, but just, you know, it reminds me, you know, it really the dancing and this song just reminds me so much of, you know, a big part of my childhood, you know, growing up. You know,
and it is one of those ones that you can just get out on a rainy day and just go, I will sit here and I will be fully involved.
Yeah, totally.
I actually interviewed the Dirty Dancing cast in the West End.
Right.
And I mean, have you seen it on the West End, the Dirty Dancing show?
No, I've not seen the Dirty Dancing show.
I think you'd like it, and they do that dance routine. I was trying to get them to teach it to me. I did say, can we do the lift? But they were like, oh, health and safety, probably not. But after a few drinks, I do like to attempt that.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, absolute skill.
Yeah, I mean, after a few drinks, yeah. I mean, I suppose, you know, Dutch courage, you know.
Exactly. Apparently, it's all like your core strength. There's a
Yeah,
skill
the core
behind
strength,
it. So don't try that at home. But enjoy this, and we'll see you on the other side.
Now I had the time of my life.
Now we've got a little quick fire quiz round for you, Honey G.
Okay.
So I know you're up for that. Here we go. What's your ritual before going on stage?
It's so funny you asked me that. Usually I probably have a glass of champagne or something.
Do you know what?
Or
Fair
maybe
play.
just a little drink. Not obviously so I'm drunk, because I would never go on stage drunk, and I never have, I assure you. But I just have a little drink. It helps me to, you know, calm my nerves. To be honest, usually before I go on stage, I'm usually either sitting in absolute silence, or I'm
do that.
just talking with people and just, you
Actually,
know.
today we had a shortcake biscuit, didn't we?
Oh yeah, Millionaire shortbread biscuit. It was
the little
lovely.
mini ones, but they do the trick.
It was really nice. A little sugar rush. Give me a little sugar rush.
Love that. And your favourite thing to eat after the show, because that really concerns me. So like when you're on X Factor, I'd need to go like Five Guys, McDonald's before I go home. She must be starving.
I usually eat before I go on stage.
Okay.
If I eat late at night, you know, in all honesty, it tends to be a kebab. You know,
Keep
I
it
mean,
real.
I'm not gonna lie. You know, I mean, we all love a good kebab, a lamb doner, you know, to be precise.
Right, okay, good to know.
But yeah, if I'm gonna eat something late at night, you know, after a gig when it's like 3 in the morning,
Yeah.
then I'll probably have something like that.
Okay, good to
Yeah.
confirm. Favourite song to perform, like particularly when you were X Factor? Was there a week when you were like, that's my week?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it was probably, God, which one was it now? It was probably California Love.
Yeah.
That was the song that went to #1 on the Spotify
Yeah,
UK 50
I
viral
remember that.
charts. And that was the first week of the live shows, but it was just such a, you know, I was just so surprised that, you know, it made the Spotify charts, and
We weren't.
It was all just, yeah. To me, everything was just a complete shock and surprise, and I didn't, you know, I was. Sometimes I had to pinch myself, and I was just like, I
Aw.
couldn't quite, you know, see realise what was happening. But
Did
it
you
was just
practice
amazing.
with the dancers and stuff behind you, or was that at the last minute?
you do choreography. So during the week, you have a couple of choreography sessions
Yeah,
with the
so good, that
dancers,
production.
and it was amazing to get all those, you know, standing ovations, you know, from the judges as well.
Yeah, that must be
week
such
in,
a
week
good
out.
feeling when you can see them all stood up.
Yeah, it was
Proper one.
incredible. Yeah, it was incredible. You know, and it was incredible to get, you know, Simon Cowell, you know, behind me, because at the very
Yeah.
beginning of the show, he didn't like me very much. He wasn't
No, I
quite sure
remember
what to
that.
make of
But
me.
you just know, like we knew you were going to win him round. You could just see he was like, okay, I'm nearly there. Yeah.
Yeah, I was really pleased that I managed to win him over in the end. And
Was he
by
lovely
the end of it, he was just like, I love you. And I was like, brilliant.
Was he lovely off stage as well? Did he kind of see in the corridor and go? "That's
Yeah,
cool"?
well, I remember I met his son Eric a few times.
Oh.
Yeah, and Eric would always make a point of saying that I was his favourite. So yeah, I knew I had Eric on my side. But yeah, no, I mean he was lovely. I didn't spend much time with him on a one-to-one basis, but I did have a mentoring session with Robbie Williams, which they did play on the TV, where he sort of told me about, you know, basically kind of like how to have the right attitude, you know, when you're touring on the road and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And that really resonated with
I
me.
bet you never forget those kind of words. That something
Yeah,
like that
won't
gives
forget those moments. Yeah, he just said keep getting into the car, like that.
Oh.
And that's what I did. You know, when I had gig after gig, there's never been one gig that I've never not shown up to. So every single gig that I've been booked for, and I've probably been booked for, you know,
Yeah.
hundreds now.
Yeah.
I've not ever cancelled one gig or not shown up to one gig. Each gig I've
That's
always.
because some days you're having a rubbish day and you think, oh, I could just do it like lying down with a cup of tea. But you know, if you're a
Yeah.
performer, you've got to get on with it. The
And
show
I
goes
just
on.
kept on going on and on. When I was touring on the road, I just went on and on and on and on and on, and it was just so much fun. It was brilliant. It was
Wow.
amazing.
Okay, and last one, our favourite party trick. Trying to get it to wrap.
Oh God, yeah, it's got to be my Mrs. Doubtfire
Oh.
impression.
Oh, okay. We haven't seen this.
Do you want to see it?
Yes, we do.
Okay. It's the scene when he's in the bath and he's pretending to be, the nanny that's looking for the job. So this is one of my impressions, and I did this when I was young as a child, actually, where he goes, "Ah, Layla, get back in your cell. Don't make me get the hose."
Oh my God, yes,
So
honey
that's
G.
my Mrs. Doubtfire impression.
We can't even beat that, so we'll see you after this. Honey G, we don't want to let you go because we just want to talk. We just decided that we want to talk
So do
all
I.
day.
I'm having the best time.
Ah, it's because we're in the sunshine. We've had like shortcake and we're just like talking about X Factor,
Yeah.
and that's like my favourite subject. So we're just living life, aren't we?
Yeah.
But moving forward, I know you've got a couple of things lined up, haven't you? Your songwriting.
Yeah, I'm doing a lot of songwriting. I've been in the studio. I know I've not released anything for a while, but I still would like to. I'm working with my record label and on my record label all the time, writing, composing. I've been in the studio. I know I've not actually released anything, but I'm hoping that soon I will be ready to release more music. And I've also been attending a lot of premieres, and I recently did an advert for Deliveroo, which
Love
was really
Deliveroo.
good, with Sean Williamson, Barry from EastEnders.
Oh, I love him.
Yeah, that was really great.
What a
yeah,
ledge.
yeah. Oh, he's so funny. He's a really lovely guy. So yeah, no, lots going on, lots in the pipeline. But yeah, just hoping to continue with my musicianship, and I would like to try and write some more comedy, because I've started writing
Yes, you have
comedy
to do that.
sketches. So I would like to continue
We wanna
writing
see
that
that.
and try and
Absolutely.
do something with that.
Definitely. As long as you watch Gavin and Stacey Christmas special.
I promise you, I will watch Gavin and Stacey.
But we want to
Christmas
We
special.
want to give a shout out to David Samuel, don't we?
Oh, he's so lovely.
We love you,
David, my
Samuel.
manager.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
so cool.
He's brilliant, isn't he?
He's lovely.
We
He's
should-
a.
He's got some
Great
stories.
guy.
We should get him on the show one week.
We should do, and we could grill him. We could
We
just
could.
grill him.
We could. He doesn't know about this, but you're coming on, David. You're going to come on the show.
We can surprise him.
We
It could be a big
A lovely
surprise.
surprise for him. Yes. But Honey G, do you know why this has been so good? Because I mean, we just saw you on the TV, and we were just like, wow, but you're actually just so lovely. I've got to say, in real life, you're so easy to talk to, and it's
Thank
so
you.
nice to hear the bits behind the scenes, and for us, because we don't know that, so it's just so interesting. Even like the fact that you were a tennis player and things like that, we didn't know. So, it's been fascinating.
That means a lot to me. That really kind of warms my heart, and yeah, it's just it's nice and refreshing to also, like, I can tell that she's a beautiful person as well.
Give her that
So
later.
it's just yeah. No, I mean, yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing to know.
Ah, well, we're very grateful for
No
you coming
worries.
on, aren't
No
we?
worries.
So, big it up for Honey G, everyone! Woo! Huge thank you, Honey G. What a brilliant show it's been. And thank you to you at home for supporting the show. It's really appreciated. We'll see you same time, same place next week.